Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed about the female reproductive system, and we have seen the different parts, and they are: the first one is the female reproductive organ, that is the primary reproductive organ called as ovaries, a pair of ovaries which produces egg. One egg is released at a time by once in a month by one of the ovary, and they produces egg alternately. And we have also seen the second part is the oviduct, or it is called as fallopian tube, where fertilization takes place, and it also catches the egg and then transport the developing embryo into the uterus. And then we have seen that uterus is called as womb, which is a muscular organ. It is inverted pear shaped, and we have also studied that what happens in the uterus. So the implantation of the developing embryo takes place in the uterus, and we have seen that how uterus prepare itself for implantation or for development of the embryo. Okay, so we have seen three things: that the lining or the innermost lining or the wall of the uterus or the endometrium become thick, spongy, soft, and it is richly supplied with the blood vessels, and this helps in the development of the embryo. Then embryo develops for about 9 months and changes into fetus, and then when the development is complete, then the birth take place. And we have also seen how does the birth take place, that the uterus muscles contract slowly and gradually, and then the contractions become stronger and stronger, and as a result they are rhythmic also, and as a result the baby is pushed into the cervix and then into the vagina, and then it comes out into the world, and that is the birth. And that is why cervix and vagina are together called as birth canal. So these things we have seen, and there are few things which are left in this, so that we are going to continue today. So the first thing, there are few terms are there that you should know. So implantation already I told you, and one more term is there called as ovulation. So what is ovulation? Release of mature egg by the ovary once in a month is called as ovulation. Or if you don't want to write this much big, you just remember that release of the mature egg by the ovary is called as ovulation. So ovulation takes place once in a month by one of the ovary. So every month one of the ovary is releasing the egg. Okay, then we have also seen that the structure of the female reproductive system, and now we are going to see. I have already told you that if sperms are present in the fallopian tube, then fertilization will takes place. If you don't remember it, then you can see the previous video, then you will remember this. So I told you that if sperms are present in the fallopian tube, now how does the sperm reaches to the fallopian tube, that we are going to see today, that how does sperm reaches to the fallopian tube. So sperms are transferred into the body of female during sexual intercourse. Okay, so during the sexual intercourse, sperms are transferred into the body of female. So where it is transferred, so that is we are going to see. So where in the body of the female the sperms are transferred. So the sperms are released. Where the sperms are released? The sperms are released in the vagina. So the sperms are released in the vagina. Okay, and from the vagina they move to cervix. Okay, and reaches the uterus. Okay, so they are released in the vagina and moves towards the cervix. Okay, and then they cross cervix and reaches the uterus. After reaching the uterus, they move towards the fallopian tube. Okay, so I hope you have understood that how the sperm reaches to the fallopian tube. So I will repeat it one more time, that during the sexual intercourse, the penis is releasing the male gametes. So during the sexual intercourse, the penis releases the uh, sperms into the body of female in the vagina. So that is the reproductive tract. Okay, and then from the vagina they move toward the cervix, and then from the cervix they move toward the uterus, and then to the fallopian tube, where if the ovum is there, then they will do fertilization. Okay, if the ovum is not there, they will simply die after 3 or 5 days. So they remains alive for about 3 days or 5 days, maximum 5 days. After 5 days they simply die. Okay, so this is how sperm reaches to the fallopian tube. Okay, now if fertilization will take place, so we have seen there are two conditions can be there. So if fertilization can take place, if fertilization does not take place. So we have seen in the last class what happens when the fertilization takes place. So when the fertilization takes place, so after fertilization, zygote is formed, and then after this zygote divides. Zygote is a single cell. It divides and forms embryo, and this embryo gets implanted in the wall of uterus. So this get fixed. Implantation means fixing of the developing embryo in the wall of uterus. I repeat, fixing of the developing embryo in the wall of the uterus is called as implantation. So the developing embryo gets fixed in the wall of the uterus and then develops for about 9 months. So now today we are going to see, we have not seen that in the next in the previous class. So today we are going to see that how does the embryo gets the nourishment. Okay, now for about say fertilization has taken place on the first day. Suppose this is the day 1, fertilization has occurred. Okay, now I already told you that female gamete is bigger in size because it has reserve food material. So how much food material is present in the female gamete or in the egg, and how for how long it can survive on its own. So after the fertilization, say day 1 fertilization has take place, so implantation has to take place within 7 days or by the 7th day. Okay, because only 7 days nutrients are present, or 7 days nutrition is present in the developing embryo or in the egg. So egg can support developing embryo, or the nourishment which is present in the egg before the fertilization can support the developing embryo for about 1 week. So within 1 week the fertilization, I mean the implantation has to take place, otherwise the development of the embryo will not take place. Embryo will die because of scarcity of the food. Okay, so that is why I told you in the previous class, class that only after the successful implantation the female or the woman is called as pregnant. Okay, so if the fertilization has take place on the first day, then implantation should take place by 7th day. By 7th day. Okay, so what happens after the implantation? So after implantation, development is taking place, but before the development a structure is formed between the wall of the uterus and the developing embryo. So I repeat, a structure is formed between the wall of the uterus and developing embryo, and that structure is called as placenta. So placenta is a disc shaped structure which is formed between the wall of the uterus and the developing embryo. So it is a disc shaped structure. Let us try to understand in a little bit what is the structure of placenta. So it is a disc shaped structure. Let us try to understand in a little better way so that you can completely understand what is the role of placenta and what is the how what is the actual structure of placenta. Now placenta has got two parts. Okay, now placenta has got two parts, so we can divide this placenta into two placentas. One is maternal placenta, means the placenta, the part of the placenta which is present toward the mother side, that is which is present toward the uh, wall of the uterus, and the fetal placenta. Fetal placenta is the placenta of the developing embryo. So fetal placenta has got finger like structures. Okay, so fetal placenta has got finger like structures, and these finger like structures are called as villi, and these villi are surrounded by blood spaces. Okay, so suppose this is a villi and they are surrounded by, this is blood spaces are there which is surrounding the villi. Okay, so I will make with a different color so that you can understand. Okay, okay, so one is villi, this is finger like structures, this is villi, and these are, this structure is blood spaces. So villi is present towards fetus, so that is the fetal placenta, and blood spaces present toward the uterus. So this is the maternal placenta. So placenta has two parts. Let us see what is given here in the NCERT. Okay, so you can see here the embryo gets nutrition from the mother's blood with the help of a special tissue called placenta. This is a disc which is embedded in the wall of the uterus. It contains villi on embryo side. So villi is present on the embryo side and they are surrounded by the blood spaces. Okay, so on the mother side are blood spaces which surrounds the villi. So blood spaces surrounds the villi. Okay, so blood spaces are present toward the mother side, that is toward the uterus, and they are surrounding the villi. Now what are the functions of the placenta? So placenta has got two three functions are there which is given in your NCERT. So number one is they provide a larger surface area. So surface area should be large. For what? For glucose and oxygen to pass. Okay, so it transport glucose. Glucose is giving energy, and then for respiration we require oxygen. So oxygen is also supplied by the placenta from the mother's blood to the embryo. This is number one. Then the embryo will also generate waste substances. So waste substances are also removed by the placenta. So number two, the removal of the waste substances. So number one is they provide a larger surface area for transport of glucose and oxygen, and number two is removal of the waste by the placenta. Okay, so that is also done by the placenta. So you can see placenta is helping in the development of the embryo. If the placenta will not supply glucose and oxygen and all the other materials required for the development, then development will not take place properly. Okay, and if the substances are not removed, if the waste materials are not removed, then also problems will be there for the developing embryo. So after the 9 months the development is over and we have seen how the birth takes place. Okay, so this is all things which are remaining in the female reproductive system. In the next class, we will continue with what happens when the egg is not fertilized. Thank you, students.